Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of 242. My name is Samuel Holler. I'm brought to you today with Matthew Patterson. Unfortunately, we have not heard good news about Jackson Workman, and we do not know if
Still,
he will.
yeah, he's still MIA.
MIA. We don't know when or if he will be returning, but we got a good episode for you today. We got three
Are we still doing
different.
Jackson's? Are we
Oh
gonna
yeah,
drop
yeah.
his
Well,
pick?
you're right.
I
You're
mean, we
right.
we did we did
We had to
watch it,
drop his pick.
but
I watched it, but that was before I knew he was gonna leave and walk out on us. So
exactly,
sorry, I need
punk ass motherfucker.
some liquid courage. But as I said, my name is Samuel Holler. I'm streaming to y'all from an undisclosed government location, potentially in Afghanistan or Iraq right now. Um,
Or the back
Doing the
room.
good fight or the back rooms. Actually, we're broadcasting live from the casting couch room of the Recno Fetish Club, if I may say so myself.
Where's the couch?
Behind
It's
me,
the bed.
a lot of action is gonna happen over there.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, these walls look green now, but they're only green because of a lot of aging and a lot of humanly fluid. I don't think that makes sense. But where are we gonna start today? Where are we going on this journey? This is our first pick of the week, brought to you by my soul and a very, very cherished movie to my heart. It is. But
Jackson.
Don't you
What?
sense me, God damn it!
Ah. What in the hell is going on?
My friend, I'm afraid you have made a very powerful enemy. You and your jokes, and your claims that the Spores of Babylon was a good show, were very offensive to me. And so, my friend, you and your little co-host are going to have to pay.
What are you gonna do to Sam?
Oh, he will suffer a fate far worse than death. A terrible, terrible price indeed. Do you want to see your friend? Do you want to make sure he is okay?
Yes.
This is what has become of him.
What have you done? Let him go. What are you doing?
Oh, yes, indeed, my friend.
You let him go. I'm gonna find you.
What are you going to do, Mr. Patterson? Your friend is all tied up.
I am gonna find you. Count your days, workman.
I guess you could
Count
say.
your days.
I guess you could say he is suffering from an affliction. And now, my friend, we will get to the bottom of this.
What are you doing? What are you gonna do to me?
Oh, my friend.
Am I turned on right now?
Say what?
Why am I turned on right now?
I wish I could say that this will be a quick death, but it will not.
No! I don't know what to do. I'm on thousands of miles away.
Western capitalist pig will die. A horrible death, I'm afraid. And you are to blame, Mr. Patterson. Yes, you are to blame.
Boy, Jackson gets one tan and pulls out the accent.
Oh. See your friend, Mr. Patterson. What do you have to say to your friend, Mr. Holler?
Hold the edge. Don't come.
oh, well, oh,
This is what the podcast
No
has come
help.
to.
No help will arrive, I'm afraid. None whatsoever. And now, the end has come.
What have you done, you fucking monster?
Oh, Mr. Patterson, it was a very bad idea to piss me off last week. I just have to say. A very bad idea indeed. I've gone from James Coburn to the actor Alana Boutboul in Body of Lies who played the terrorist. That's the range that I've gone through.
Don't piss Jackson off or he'll fucking offend a nation.
You want to see it happen? Exactly. Look at your friend, Mr. Patterson.
Sam!
Look at him.
Sam! Fight! Fight to stay alive! Oh! Ew! Ew! What are you gonna do with that hand, Jackson? What are you gonna do with that hand?
You don't want to know.
God damn it, I need some answers. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Good luck.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
The ice is gonna break! I am not a human being! I am an animal!
And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to fucking sit here and watch you fumble around and fuck it up.
I am Shiva, the god of death.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
But for me, it was Tuesday.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
Welcome back to the 2 for 2 podcast. So glad I got that all out of my system, and I'm back to my normal self. Matt, you seem a little on edge. Why? What's the matter? I thought we were here to record an episode today.
Where is he, you son of a bitch? Where did he go?
What are you talking? Oh, Sam, right. Well, you know,
Where?
do we need to do this with Sam? Can't we just do it, just us two pals? I mean, you know, no hard feelings, right?
You fucking psychotic asshole. Tell me where he is.
Okay, if you need Sam in the damn episode.
There he is. At least he's alive. We have proof of life.
Are you happy now?
Yes.
Look, you're overreacting.
Now we
You're
can
perfectly
do.
fine.
Now we can do the show. Okay.
Sam, aren't you perfectly fine? See, he's
Actually, he does sound. He does sound pretty good. He sounds pretty good. He sounds for what you did to him. He doesn't sound too bad.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So now that you've seen proof of life, I think still. Is he breathing? Yeah,
He's
still
breathing.
Okay. Quiet down, drama queen. But anyway, now that you've seen proof of life, and you know we've all made up and had our hugs and kisses, we can move on, right?
Yeah, I guess it seems like everything's going well. Sam, I've seen him worse off of Clan McGregor, so so this is pretty tame actually. So
This
we're
is
good.
pretty tame. I would
We're
say
good.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get into the first pick, which is Body of Lies.
All right, let's do it.
Yes.
And Sam is the host.
And this is his pick, I do believe. So Sam, go ahead and explain it for us.
So call 911. I'm stuck.
Drama queen, am I right? I mean, Jesus, this guy
He is starting to overreact a little bit.
I mean,
You're
he's just
overreacting a
starting,
little
he's
too
just
much.
milking it. He's just milking it at this point. If I take the gag out of your mouth, will you calm the fuck down?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt, fucking help me.
I will revert back in a millisecond.
Don't,
You do not
Sam.
obey.
Sam, we can't let Middle Eastern Jackson run rampant in the streets.
You can't negotiate with terrorists.
But is this cultural appropriation of terrorism?
It is.
Only when Mark Strong is browner than he usually is.
That's the thing.
Mark
That's the
Strong
thing.
doesn't deserve
That's what
hair.
you guys don't get. That's what you guys don't get is the fact that like what I'm doing right now is pretty much what Mark Strong was doing in the movie, so it
Yes.
fits.
Yes, no, I completely agree. And we haven't even started talking. We haven't even introed the movie, and we're already getting to Mark Strong.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
took me
so
about 10 minutes to figure out it was
for,
him. By the
for
way.
the sake of this not going on for too long, Sam, are you okay now?
I think I can be calm enough to not run.
Okay. Well, in that case, we can go ahead and get you out of this chair, get all these restraints off you, and you know, I'm sorry I took it too far. I mean, you
Okay,
guys,
buddy.
what you said last week, I just didn't appreciate it. You know, it's
We
just
understand.
something just snapped in me. I guess this is just
This
you
is
know,
why Jackson
we-
shouldn't drink.
it is. See, you wonder why. This is what happens.
You tried to blame the Paul Mason on your brother. We knew that was bullshit.
It was me. I can't lie.
Could you possibly push my glasses up?
Don't push it.
Thank you. For those unaware, I am still bound.
And you only have one hand.
I will move.
Wait, did you cut off his jerk off hand?
No, fortunately not.
I should have.
It's
No,
all
that's
going
the
to be
departed.
okay.
It's the departed thing. It's the departed line. I asked him what hand he jerked off with. That's Jack Nichols. Not that we're doing the departed, but
We're switching picks right now.
well, hey, it's the same writer.
All
Oh,
right.
you're right. You're exactly right. Take
Well-
it away, Sam.
If I didn't lose my hand over this as one thing, I lost a very important person close to me. It was, and always shall be, the woman that I discovered while being a terrorist analyst, a terrorist I spire, a terrorist I found you, and I fell in love. And when things go wrong, they're gonna take your love away from you. And in Body of Lies, we witness the changes Russell Crowe puts Leonardo DiCaprio through as his handler of this terrorist catching organization. Directed by Ridley Scott, the GOAT. He's no Tony, but he's the GOAT. And we set off into the Middle East.
Which is why we're so fucking red.
We journeyed all the way there and back
We have trekked all the way to the Middle East.
to get proof, to make sure that what happened in this film is factual. 100% facts. And if you say anything about the truth or the lies, your body's what's going to end up on the streets.
Nothing but straight facts, homie.
Body of Lies.
Yeah, what did y'all think of it?
Matt.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen this. It's like I remember bits and pieces, but I did enjoy it when I was watching it. I did not really look at the cast list. So watching the movie and seeing Oscar Isaac show up with the long hair and shit threw me off because I was like, is that Oscar Isaac? What the fuck? And then Mark Strong again took me about a minute to recognize it was him because of the hair and the accent and shit. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I got this one confused with Blood Diamond a little bit. So I was expecting you to do more of a shitty, or not shitty, but offensive African accent, not a Middle Eastern accent. Unfortunately, Leo in this is just country, so just Southern. And that scene where he gets attacked by the dogs was like a premonition for Revenant, I think. They had to upgrade.
Went from a dog to a bear.
I feel like there's a gay sex joke to be made there. But...
I was trying to think of one, but I was like,
say.
if I tossed you that ball, Matt.
Yeah, and I was like,
Closed
I don't know where we're going.
together with one bed, one light, and a lot of blood.
Draw your own conclusions.
But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's definitely not Ridley Scott's best. And I remember it coming out back in the. It's not his best. Not really Scott's best. It's not his worst, but it's not his best. But
yeah, I would say this. I've been wanting to. Sam, I'm glad you picked this because I've been wanting to watch it for a while. My basic thoughts on it are, I really enjoyed it for sure, but I didn't think it was like fantastic or anything. Like you said, it's not his best, but it's not his worst. It's like somewhere in the middle, or like middle lower tier. But I enjoyed it. Like the main complaint that I've heard about it is that it's kind of formulaic and not very original, and I can't really argue with that for parts of it. But I don't know. To me, like the performances and the direction really enhance it. I do think the script is good, even if at times it doesn't really try to say anything new about the subject matter. But I don't know. It worked for me. I had a perfectly fun time, especially in the second half. The second half is when it really picked up for me. So yeah, I would say I enjoyed it for sure.
Whether or not we took things a little too far earlier, the second I started watching this, it immediately went into my head what was going to happen between us in this hotel room.
Yes, we are here together, filming
The first time.
Yes, for the
whole show.
For the very first time, we are in we're in a 5-star resort known as the Quality Inn.
And it is fitting because if we are 2 for 2 this week, we only have 2 screens.
Exactly. So, but yeah, Sam, would you say that the Quality Inn is a 5-star resort?
I'm stealing your joke, Jackson, but there certainly is a quality to it. Whether that quality is good or bad is up to your own opinion.
Yeah.
Let's just say what's on these walls have been there for years.
Yes, there's a reason the walls are white. We'll just say that right now.
if these walls could talk, they would say, "Get this cum off me."
You put a black light in here, and it would light up like the house from Christmas Vacation.
And if Leo could talk, he would say that dude behind the camera is working for the alternate fucking dude. Mark fucking Strong.
Mark Strong. Yeah.
Mark Strong.
Mark Strong, I'll give him credit.
He was one of my favorite parts of
Honestly, it's arguably kind of offensive that he's playing this part of a Middle Eastern Jordanian guy, but I'll give him
Could
credit.
have done it worse.
It's a what?
Could have been worse. He actually wasn't bad, in my opinion.
No, I mean, genuinely, like, despite that, he was one of my favorite parts of the movie, just performance-wise. I thought he gave one of the best performances in the movie. And his character was one of my favorite characters in the movie. I was, like, pissed off when Leo kept lying to him. I'm like, you bastard. Like, honestly, stop. This guy's trying to help you. Like, way more than Russell Crowe is. Like, stop lying to him.
I specifically love the scene.
Gray-haired Russell Crowe, man.
Oh, yeah, gray-haired Russell Crowe. Fucking foul-mouthed asshole Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
But that is the job.
I want to eat some cereal on a boat and scream at Leo over the phone.
I love the scene, though, where Leo's freaking out about the girl, and he comes to Mark Strong, and Mark Strong is just like, I'm washing my hands of this, my one hand, and I'm not involved. But then he comes in and saves him and really does actually do good things. I thought he was going to just end up being kind of asshole that could have helped him. But no, he saved the day.
But also kind of orchestrated some of the events at the same time.
But
he kind of deserved it because he kept lying to him. So when you lie to a friend, that's what happens. And when you shit talk a friend on your podcast, this is what happens.
I'll never be able to play the intro again.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna take on a whole new life. Like, man, she's the minute Sharon.
I was about to
dong dong dong,
and be like, I'm gonna learn how to play piano with my toes, but I don't want these people getting access to these feet.
That's the Patreon right there.
That's only for the CIA and the Patreon
and our OnlyFans account whenever we get it up and running.
You gotta pay for them dogs.
We have 30 hours worth of footage over the last 3 days, and all 30 hours is us going to town.
Oh yeah. The amount of shit. Oh, if these walls could talk.
Oh, the amount of shit, too.
Oh, the amount of shit.
They would say, get this shit off me.
But yeah, I think as far as like the performances, that was kind of one of the main things that stood out to me. DiCaprio was pretty good. I mean, he was, he sold it a lot as usual.
Russell Crowe, we mentioned Mark Strong as well. Russell Crowe was also fantastic because that, to me, that was a real guy. Like, that character, that was a real fucking guy. Like, he made that character so believable. He played it very understated, which I thought was fantastic because a lot of those, like, jack-off, government official guys just very calmly just like, yeah, well, just calm down, man. We're gonna... It's like, when Mark Strong's telling him, I won't give you him, he's like, well, now that's just gonna piss me off, my friend. Like, I don't know, just every inflection he had, I'm like, that's a real dude. And I just love the scenes... Or are you gonna say?
From the get-go, you get to know his character when he's, like, on the phone with DiCaprio playing with his kids, and he's like, you gotta kill him. I don't care. Like, that's what you signed up for. And just the coldness behind his tactics, but also the just honesty, brutal, straight up, like, this is what we're doing.
And I love that scene where
there's no hiding it.
I love that scene where he goes, when they're trying to follow which car DiCaprio is in after they take him, and just that delivery of his line where he's like, sorry, buddy. I was like, again, just such a subtle, understated, but perfect line delivery. I'm like, that's a real dude, man. I'm telling you. Like, there are CIA dickhead officials who have said that exact thing in that cadence before, I promise you. I don't know. I thought he was a real standout as well. And Oscar Isaac was great. And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Golshifteh Farahani.
I didn't bother trying to say it. I knew I would get it wrong.
I think that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. My apologies if it is. But she was great as the doctor. I thought she was also a real
Her
standout.
sister was great too.
Yeah, just that one little scene I thought was so... She played that scene so well. Just like her delivery, because we were talking about this, and he had said that scene was a little on the nose, which on the page it kind of is, but the way she played it made it one of the most memorable scenes of the movie for me. Just her delivery of the line, just like, what do you mean all this business? No, please tell me, like, all this business, what do you mean? Or whatever it is she says. And I'm just like, oh, that's some real... I don't know, I felt that emotion coming from her in that moment.
Yeah.
Like you said, Matt, it's not his best, but I definitely think if you, A, haven't seen very many, this would be a great one to start with. Or B, if you hadn't seen it yet and it's just like you hadn't seen one of his movies in a long while, it's going to be a fun time. Like, he has the style, he has the push, he has the gravitas. It is explosive, it is gritty. There are times where you actually genuinely worry for some of these people, and then times where you don't worry for these people because you assume they're going to be okay, and then they're not. And that's one thing I really like about
definitely it. Gritty, and I like, because like that's what I liked about this one was like the action scenes and the torture scenes and shit were very. They didn't like pull punches.
When they slam Leo on the table and we're gonna fucking murder his ass.
Ooh, but there's.
Can I just say? Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say this is one of those movies that, like, as a kid at my friend's house, they had this movie on DVD, and so I would see it on their shelf all the time, and like I never had seen it, but I would always just stare at the movie and be like, "Huh, what is this?" And now I know.
I just gotta say the scene where they're torturing him, legitimately, when they break his finger with the hammer. That first shot of the hammer breaking his finger, that shit got me, man. I was like, oh, Jesus, fuck. I literally yelled it out loud. It was just like, I don't know. The editing in that was great because it showed you just enough to freak you out so you could see it and then cut away just fast enough where you're just like, oh, my God,
That's where a funny side tangent. I, right after watching this, just flipped the channel on Pluto TV, and it was playing Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For.
Hey.
And, right as soon as I flipped it to it, it was the scene where Jackson hasn't seen it. A certain person gets their hands broken with pliers, and you see his mangled paw. And I was like, man, I'm hitting a vibe tonight. And then I proceeded to mute the movie and then just write music over the movie while I watched.
And now you yourself have had your hand taken off.
Now you know.
Days. But let's just say I got a bone to pick with you.
But a bone to pick with me, I think, is what you mean.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he didn't do anything to you.
I couldn't help.
I would attack you and start wrestling you, but that is going to turn south real quick just as soon as you get south.
Oh, yeah.
It is Pride Month.
Oh, it is. It is.
Gotta represent. We have
represent.
We have this here
Even
for,
with one hand, I can still do this.
We have this here for no particular reason. Wink.
Happy Pride.
But again, just I also have to say the music I thought was really good. I forget who did the music, but it was
no.
It wasn't Michael Giacchino.
It wasn't either of his regulars. It wasn't.
It wasn't. I want because
it sounded like a Hans Zimmer score, but it wasn't.
That okay? Because I was like, I watched the movie. Oh, it was True Romance. Sorry.
Yeah, he did do that one.
I forgot he did that one. I was like, why the fuck am I saying Hans Zimmer's name?
Also, Simon McBurney was very good in his part.
Mark Streitenfeld.
Oh, he's the one who did American Gangster.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's done a couple Ridley Scott movies. But
the music was intense.
I think.
Yeah, no, I mean the movie was good. Like it wasn't like I was watching it and I was like, this is a bad movie. Because one of those when I watched it and by the end of it, I was like, that was good, but like I didn't really think about it the days after. It just kind of slipped into the ether of like movies I've seen.
I liked all the satellite footage. I like the visual representation that like no matter where he went, they could see and hear him at all times. It kind of put you on edge, and I don't know, it made me paranoid. And it's also funny because Sam, you said something earlier about you're worried about the character sometimes, and then sometimes you're not. And it's funny because like there are so many points where you are worried for DiCaprio, even though you know he's not really the greatest person. And it's funny because then sometimes you'll think, I am worried for you, but fuck you at the same time. You know, I have very mixed like feelings about you. I was worried about his girlfriend for sure.
Yeah, I was very invested in their relationship and her getting out safe.
That was kind of like where it got a lot more interesting in the second part. Was like when that became more the focus. I found it more interesting, but and again, just not the most original script, but I think. It wasn't a bad script. It was a good script. It just didn't have a lot of originality to it. I liked Russell Crowe's constant, just like, nobody's innocent in this, buddy. Like, just really showcasing it. And then I love the line he says at the end where he's just like, you're going against God. He's like, be careful before you call yourself God there, buddy, or something like that. And then he says fucking, I liked it. The one part where the script was too on the nose for me, I loved the scenes. I just loved it without them saying it. I just loved the visual representation of every time DiCaprio is like in a tight fix and he's running for his life and he's scared and he's calling him on the phone. It'll cut to Russell Crowe at like a soccer game or like driving his car, like completely out of harm's way. And I love the visual representation of that so much. Where he's like, yeah, well, too bad, man. You just gotta kill him. Here, let me help you with that. Oh, thank you. Oh, let me take a picture. Anyway, keep doing the good work, buddy. I love that. And then it got too on the nose when they literally have DiCaprio say, like, I'm on the ground every single day, and you're not. You're 3,000 miles away. I'm like, you were doing such a good job of saying it without saying it. Why'd you have to say it out loud? But other than that, I thought
people are dumb.
Say what?
Audiences are dumb.
I guess so.
The real question is, though, are the body of lies the lies Leo told, or is it the lies he was told?
I think the lies he was told. Because the whole theme of the movie is, the higher-ups are never telling even him the truth. He can't... Because that's the thing. The whole movie, the reason he can't get anything done is because of the incompetence of his superiors. It's like, which is, the U.S. government... The U.S. government to a T.
What? It is. No, I'm just
to a T. But yes, I again... It's not saying anything super original, but I do like the way it makes the point. Like Russell Crowe is a very good, especially just because of the way he plays that character. Like a very good representation of just bureaucratic incompetence. Like it's and not really Scott's best movie, but far from his worst. I think it's a solid entry into his filmography for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the time, like when this came out, you'd be like, oh, this is a good Ridley Scott movie. And then as just time goes on, other movies trump that eventually. So it's like, yeah.
Not everything can be The Last Duel.
When the last
or
movie,
Matchstick Men.
When the last movie of his that you saw was Gladiator 2, You Can Only Go Up.
Heard.
That
Bring
is
it back
an
to
opinion.
the realism, Ridley. Think about your brother. Think about what matters to you. Think about the cinema. Trust no one. and deceive everyone.
You know what would be a great twist? Is if Ridley Scott directs Top Gun 3.
I would be so here for that.
That would be pretty fucking incredible.
I think if y'all are both good or have anything else to say it now or forever hold your peace. I'm
gonna forever hold my lies.
I'm gonna go get face surgery to lift this old Samuel. I'm gonna pick a bad movie, Samuel, and move on to the elite, the secretive, the ultimate Samuel that none of y'all will recognize.
Because that Samuel that you're talking about, nobody cared about. Didn't matter at all.
Damn! Wow, I lost this hand for nothing.
Fucking piece of shit. We're not gonna question anything when you go.
I'll be back in just a second.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, where is Sam? Up there he is.
Back. Oscar Isaac milked me till I was dry.
Wait, Sam, hold up both of your hands. Okay, we might have to explain how this phenomena has occurred.
How did this happen?
And how did it happen?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, picture this. Seconds is the movie of this week that I picked. John Frankenheimer is the director. And you, my friends, are old. You are married. You got some kids, but they don't give a fuck about you because they're old. Like, old enough to not give a fuck about you. And you're kind of living a life where your choices have been made. Your choices have been made. And then a friend calls you out of the past, and you thought this friend was dead because you had never seen them before. Yep, that's Jackson. I'm just
trying to blackmail me, eh?
We haven't gotten there yet. But and so he tells you, hey man, this thing would be great for you. So you go to this company to get possibly a rejuvenation, a second chance, so to speak. But what do? They don't give you a choice. They kind of invite you in and then blackmail the shit out of you, like you were about to say. They don't really give you a choice. However, there is a guy who can convince you that this is the right choice. Like, they could have done that one first, probably. They didn't need to start with the blackmail. That could have been the last resort, not the first one. But they convince you that your life is really amounted to nothing. Nobody cares about you. And when you're gone, people might even be more happy than they were before. But you're not dead. You get a second chance at life. You get facial reconstructive surgery, a vocal surgery, all of the good stuff. And not only that, they will set you up in a life where you are automatically successful no matter what. And you know what? That doesn't sound too bad. And so you begin the transformation. And you become a different person. And through becoming a different person, you find out that you may have just wanted to be yourself all along.
Well, that's where it's easy to go forward than it is to go back.
Yep.
And all you can do is pursue.
100%. And this movie hit me like a brick for reasons we will get into.
I think all
there were scenes where I was just like, wow.
This movie.
100%. Yeah.
None of us knew what we were getting into.
No, and like not even just on the technical levels, which I thought they were doing some technical shit that was crazy, but just like the writing sometimes got me. I was like, fuck, why is it so sad? Yeah, no, I love this. I was not expecting any of it, so I'll let you guys take it away.
Sure. I share your sentiment, Mr. Patterson. This movie took me extremely off guard. I'd heard of this movie. I knew absolutely nothing about the plot, anything about what it was about, who was in it. All I knew was Rock Hudson was in it because Sam had told me like a day or two before. So I went in pretty much completely blind and whatever. I don't know what I thought I was gonna get, but it wasn't this. Just from the opening titles, I was like, whoa, okay, this is, like you said, like the technical stuff. I mean, for an American movie to look and feel like this in 1966 was incredibly rare. It was very shocking to me. I was like, this is very European art house kind of. You saw this kind of style of filmmaking over there a lot at this time, but not in America from a mainstream filmmaker like John Frankenheimer. So that took me off guard right away. And then I was like, okay, we're going to be in for a good time. And I just got to give a fucking shout out to John Frankenheimer. That motherfucker is a god tier director.
I want to throw out, because yes, I agree. I need to throw out some trivia that I read on IMDb. So the opening sequence we were talking about, that's in Grand Central Station. To get that shot, they decided that they needed to distract the crowd, like of everyone in Grand Central Station.
I read
so what they
that.
did was they set up a fake camera like angle with a Playboy bunny and a dude making out on the stairwell. So
That
everyone
is
flocked to that, so they could get their shot like of the
I did not know
suitcase.
that. That's cool.
And I'm like, that is, again, we're talking like I don't know, like guerrilla filmmaking level, like almost like you would hear that shit in the 90s, not the 60s.
Yeah. Frankenheimer, for stuff like that, for the techniques, the opening, the way, that was what shocked me too, just right off the bat. I'm like, the camera movements in this. I mean, that opening footage of just like the weird, camera angles and the way it's moving and the weird like POV shots and everything. You just didn't see that in American cinema at the time. I mean,
That's where I want to say this film is so far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's why they say it's a cult, because apparently when it came out at Cannes, everyone hated it. They attacked the shit out of it, and then it's gained a cult classic. And I'm like, how can you not see this movie for the first time, in my opinion, and not think this is genius?
it's one of those movies. I say that about a lot of movies where I'm like, what was it about being alive in 1966 that kept you from realizing that this thing was brilliant? You know what I mean? It's like, I say that about a lot of movies about like whatever year it came out. What was it about being alive in that year that kept you from realizing? And this is one of those. And also, again, just like the only other movie of his I've seen is The Manchurian Candidate, and that movie as well had a lot of like shots and camera movements and things. Like, have you guys both seen it?
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the original.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, and the
I like both, actually.
I haven't
Controversial opinion. I like both.
I haven't seen the Jonathan Demme one, but the original that Frankenheimer directed. I remember that shot of like him panning over to the TVs and everything during the news thing was like, what the hell? And so many other shots in that movie were just stuff you did not see at this time. So I'm happy to see in this movie as well he continued that trend. And yeah, the writing was phenomenal. Everything about it was phenomenal. Like you said, so far ahead of its time to discuss these kinds of issues at this point in time. It wasn't as common as it is now. I mean, like, and they address it so head on with so much thoughtfulness and poignancy, and just, I'll get into more of it later, but those are just the basics right off the top for me.
This movie destroyed me. I had no ounce of knowledge as to what this movie was about or who made it or who was in it before clicking it. I even was like, I don't know if I'm feeling kind of an older movie tonight, but I put it on anyway. And from the get-go, I was like, this is a masterpiece, and I am glued, I am silent, my eyes are wide open, and I am hooked. John Rudolph is a god. Rest in peace. Frank Caponella, a god. Rest in peace. There's so many aspects of this movie that just, it's not even just like what's happening right there. It is the world that is created around it that is just juicy and full of like interesting aspects to it. And it's like, where did this scenario, like what spawned this and all these kind of things. And it got really thinking and kind of emotionally moved, because I was just so caught off guard by everything that was going on, that it's shot up to one of my favorite things we've ever watched on this cast. I did not expect to like this movie anywhere near as much as I do, and I am destined to hunt it down and own it.
Hell yeah. I mean, like when the dude was like, "You are like relieved of all responsibility and shit," I was just kind of like, I don't know why this is hitting me as hard, or I know why it's hitting me as hard as it is, but like, I was like, God damn, a movie from the '60s, like speaking to me this deeply, is kind of crazy. You know,
60 years later.
That's the thing.
yeah, like literally,
60
and
years
deeply.
later.
I'm not talking like surface level, like
Truly,
hit me like in the heart.
this movie could have been made like this year. It's that timeless.
Okay, can we? I do want to say this. It reminded me a little bit of The Substance, but not in the sense of like The Substance clearly is its own thing, but just in the sense of like an older person searching for youth and then finding out that's not the fucking vibe.
Yeah. No,
Which I was kind of like, oh shit, okay, there is like a predecessor for that movie too. Not that this is like, I didn't even pick that intentionally. It just kind of like when I was watching, I was
what
like,
made you choose this, Matt? Like, I was so caught off guard by.
oh, it's on my watch list.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those, I went through my watch list and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. John Frankenheimer, it's on something. It's got a good rating. Fuck it. Rock Hudson, you know. I was like, this sounds great. So I had never seen this before either.
Completely new take on looking at him after this movie.
Yeah, I gotta say too. First of all,
just like Andy Griffith in Face in the Crowd, this changed my perception of him.
Rock Hudson is also a god. Shout out, rest in peace to the fucking GOAT. Every single thing that man has ever been in, I fucking loved. He was such a great actor. And it's actually, I agree with you in the sense that this movie is not the kind of movie I've ever seen him do before. He usually did big studio movies. This is the first movie of his I've ever seen that was in black and white. Every other one was in color. And they're from like even earlier than this movie, but that's because he always did like stuff like Giant and Pillow Talk and Written on the Wind, like studio movies. This is clearly a much more low budget, small scale movie. And I read John Frankenheimer said, because it didn't do well financially when it came out, and he said the problem was anybody who was interested in this kind of a movie, this like weird low key kind of movie, didn't want to see Rock Hudson, and anyone who was interested in seeing a Rock Hudson movie didn't want to see this low-key, weird kind of movie. So nobody, and I'm like, that's a good point, because those two things do not usually go together.
It's frustrating how well it goes together.
But it does go together so well, and that's the thing. People should have given it a chance, and I'm so glad it has such a great like following now of people who understand how great it is, because yeah, like you said, Sam, it did kind of change the way I saw him in a sense too, because I've never seen him do a movie like this. And he's so good. This might be honestly the best performance I've ever seen from him. I mean,
it was intense. That was. I'm glad we all liked it, because like this is just such a movie that just is a phenomenon. Like it's a oddity. So I'm glad we all got to see it, because I feel like without it there wouldn't be a lot of what came after. So
yeah, I mean, truly, I just think again, like, what was drawing me in so much, again, totally blind, had absolutely no idea what it was about. So the beginning in particular was such a slow burn, but in the best possible way. I just love how they provide you with just enough details, like all the stuff that happens at the train station and him driving home and the phone call. Like they gradually just give you enough to keep you guessing, like, what's going on? Like, I want to know what's going on so much. And then each time they reveal more information, it intrigues you more and more and more, to the point where when he says, we'd like to discuss the matter of your death, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like that was the moment the movie
that was
officially
a mic drop moment.
Threw the curveball at me. I was like, oh, okay. I thought this was going to be more like an Alfred Hitchcock type, Strangers on a Train, black, just standard. I didn't know we were going to go this crazy, you know, with all the facial reconstruction and the secret society and everything. I was like, oh, we're going for it.
Which ties back to two movies on this cast. Mission Impossible with the face swapping, and Brazil with the face body modification, and the quirkiness and the weird society that is going on within all this kind of stuff, and the world that he gets thrusted into of fame and his fears of losing it, but also his desire to keep it like alive. I found connections to
the scene where he goes home and he sees his wife and he talks to her, and she fucking has to tell him, being like, he didn't really talk much, you know, like, and he's just sitting there like, oh my fucking God. I thought that scene was so brilliant, like on so many levels. Like that scene just, goddamn, the writing on that was great.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's like, it's so it's so understated, the dialogue, but it packs such a strong punch because it's so real. Like what she said, and then just his reactions to it. It's just, I read that Rock Hudson tried really hard to study John Randolph's mannerisms and stuff, and I think you can tell because there's just certain looks that he gives and certain deliveries, and that scene in particular where I'm like, I really do feel like it's the same person, you know? And just like the little looks that he gives as she's telling the story, I don't know, it said a lot. And just like, I also really think, for me, one of the scenes that, in hindsight, becomes so just like shattering, because you don't know what's going on at first. You know, you only have little bits and pieces. But then when you get the whole picture and you look back at certain scenes, that scene where he pretty much says goodbye to her for the last time, where they kiss and then he pulls away. He knows in that moment what's going to happen and we don't yet. And it's just, looking back at it is just fucking haunting. It's like, this is the last time he's ever going to see and kiss and embrace his wife. And again, the scene where they're driving back in the car and he's just staring off into space and she's like, what are you thinking about? He's like, what? Nothing. You know, just, again, I'm sure on a second watch, this is going to hit like just as hard in a different way, if not harder, because you have the full context for everything now and you're just going to pick up certain things that you didn't catch and just... Yeah, this movie was truly phenomenal. Oh my God, I just have to say this as well. That last shot of him and his, I assume what was his daughter, playing on the beach, and then just the fade out. Oh my God, just absolutely.
Well, that reminds me of something I was going to bring up. I cannot describe to y'all the giant fucking smile I had on my face when I saw Jarius Goldsmith was composing the music for this.
Did a phenomenal job.
I could not. I was also like, wait, he wrote music like this in the 60s? What is going on? The whole time, and he is one of my favorite composers.
Same.
And I was so happy when I was like, oh, we're getting one of these. Okay. Okay. And then the first opening with the train and the body strapped camera going with his movements and everything was just like, oh yeah, and then just completely glued. I was glued the whole time.
Yeah. I also have to shout out, okay, so we mentioned Rock Hudson. John Randolph honestly gave one of my favorite performances in the movie. I think, frankly, one of my favorite performances I've seen in a while. He was so fantastic. That scene where he's sitting there just saying, like I said, we got along, you know? And you can see just all the years and years and years of just disappointment and regret and just not being satisfied, just building in him in that moment, and his eyes are kind of watering up. God tier acting. He is just, he was a phenomenal actor. Will Geer, who played the old man, Grandpa Walton, he was fantastic as well. Very creepy, very sinister. Say what?
Yeah, his whole the whole convincing scene was so brilliant.
100%, and just like him just being like, it's like, why am I don't know why I'm telling you this. Because you want to, son. Now go on and tell me more. Like, just diabolical, but yeah, it.
I mean, this movie, I was
moment out of context, and it would still just be as unsettling and just like gripping and emotionally just charged. I feel like
I could sit here for probably just for like 30 minutes just talking about every scene that just fucking emotionally destroyed me. Like the scene at the party where they've all got him on the bed and they're looking at him and shit.
That was the only thing that
like, what are you looking at me like that for?
5 out of 5 star on Letterboxd was that he was too fucked up at the function to function. And I related to that way too much, and it kind of scared me how accurate they depicted that. He had to have been at least some level of drunk while filming that.
He was. I read that he did.
God.
He did actually.
Okay,
he did actually get drunk.
I got a little
scene.
scared because it was so real.
Mm-hmm. He was actually drunk filming this.
Yeah. This is one of those movies that I probably wouldn't have watched.
You have when you're like that.
I was gonna say, I'm glad we have this like podcast because like I probably wouldn't have chose this like randomly on my own. But I was like, okay, for the podcast, this fits in with in my opinion, all 3 of the movies were all thrillers. So
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and this, I mean, again, the cinematography. Shout out to James Wong Howe, who is a fucking.
Oh, Jimmy Wong Howe. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yes.
Wong Hao and he don't care. Wong Hao and he don't care.
You guys know, obviously, Inherent Vice, right?
Say what?
Yeah, we've seen it. We've all seen Inherent Vice, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
An emphatic yes.
There's that scene where she's like, "Do you like the lighting in here? It was done by Jimmy Wong Howe."
Oh,
I don't remember that.
yeah.
Yes, that's a big thing for me because I was always like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I had to look him up, and I was like, "I've never seen any of his movies," and now I finally have seen one of his movies. Like I was like, "Yes, I know."
Perfectly.
The lighting is so good.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most. I haven't seen too many of his movies, but all the ones I have seen, I mean, he's known as one of the most legendary cinematographers of all time. So it's no surprise that every one of the movies I have seen from him is just amazing looking. But yeah, the whole, and again, just oh my God, Rock Hudson's acting in that scene where they take the bandages off his face and he looks at himself in the mirror and the tears come down his face. Like, no words at all, just raw emotion. And one of the most haunting things I've seen in a minute is the very last, like, them wheeling him down the hallway and he's screaming with the gag in his mouth, like you were earlier.
That was my inspiration.
Yes, and...
a mix of Leo and a mix of Rock Hudson.
That was absolutely... And I knew it was coming. I knew as soon as they put him on the damn bed. He's like, oh, that's just to make sure you don't fall off. I'm like, my ass. You're going to take him to die. And that's exactly what happened. And again, I'm like... I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this can't have a happy ending. I feel like it just can't. But I have to say, it had, especially for that time period, a very, very dark ending, not happy ending. And
I can see why this is a cult following because, like, yeah, music, like, people nowadays would be like, this movie fucks hard, like, as we are doing.
All three of them.
Yeah.
But people back then are like, what is this new shit? You know?
Yeah.
So. This is definitely one of those kinds of movies that audiences back then just... It seems like every time there is one of those that just audiences couldn't understand from this time, it's something like this, where they just...
I was a little surprised that it was Cans, though, or, cons, like, that they were the audience that said, fuck you. Like, I feel like you'd be like more of an American audience, not a foreign.
Because this is very European looking, as in terms of the way it's filmed. That scene, we haven't even talked about that scene where he's walking down the fucking hallway and he like low key kind of rapes that girl.
Yeah,
that was insane, bro. I mean,
that's when Stuart went to bed. She was like, I'm not watching the rest of this, and I was like, all right, understandable.
Wow.
We did watch Ricochet though, so.
Fair.
I don't want to say it's the same scene, but it's close.
But John Randolph didn't get the clap.
That's the only
deal with his wife.
He was drugged and forced into abusing a woman to be used as black.
Well, that is true. That is true.
That's where I'm like, okay, that's similar scenes, not in a bad way.
Very similar. And they filmed it both times as a form of blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, it's blackmail, and
it does just kind of baffle me because
kind of fucked up. Because like, why did they start with the blackmail?
Well, I'm pretty sure
they started with that. They opened with that. That's like the opening. Their pitch.
I could be wrong, but I thought I read that this was a novel beforehand.
It was.
So it was.
Which, so was Body of Lies. So there's our connection between those two. But that's why I think it was so well thought out, and why it was so detailed was because it had been written in its fullest. And I think John Frankenheimer just like, I haven't read the book. I read a little bit of excerpts after watching the movie, and he just captured that tone so well. And I wish he was here to tell us his inspirations.
Yeah, the questions I would have asked him about this movie, but
it's like, how did this get made? Who gave you the fucking money to do something?
Well,
this
here's
wild?
something I want to say.
Barely anybody, apparently.
Here's what I want to say.
The Shah of Iran.
Speaking of Body of Lies, but what was I going to say? Oh, I have to say, 1966 was a very transformative year for film. Bonnie and Clyde, which came out in 67, is often seen as the movie that changed everything, that was the official start of the new wave and all that good stuff. But there were a couple of movies like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and a couple of others that I think really, even before Bonnie and Clyde, really pushed it forward. Like, those movies are the ones that gave Bonnie and Clyde the push to, like, change everything just by being first. And this, I would say, is 100% one of those films. Like, because there's so much in this that just was not acceptable at this time. Especially that entire, I can't believe we've gone this long without mentioning the fucking orgy in the vineyard scene.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane, bro. I got anxiety watching that scene. I was like, man, like, this is chaotic.
I mean, the Beau is Afraid, like, scene with all of the, like, in the forest and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The game of Beau is Afraid.
That lady, Salome Jens, I think is her name. I'm sure I didn't pronounce it right. Was also fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She's a traitor.
I don't think there's a single ounce of this movie that didn't hit and didn't carry its weight, didn't just scream in your face like, this is awesome.
There are also two other actors I want to mention. Murray Hamilton. My man, I was thinking to myself, that looks like the kind of guy who would want to keep a summer town open even though there's a shark. But that's just my first impression of him.
No, the fact that because I hadn't mentioned him yet, but I was like, if we get to the end without mentioning Murray Hamilton.
Murray Hamilton was fantastic. I also didn't see that plot twist coming. Oh, I saw it coming right before it happened. But at first, when they first see him in the room, I didn't realize that was Charlie. But also another actor, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Not even going to try. The Asian dude.
Oh, so who is it?
Say what?
Who?
The Asian dude with the mustache.
What's his name, though?
Huh?
Sorry, I can't. You're cutting out. What's his name? I can't hear you. You're cutting out. You're glitching. You have to shit. What's his name? Nothing. Okay, fine.
I have no idea what the fuck you were doing just now.
Well, you said the Asian dude and he said who, and I thought he was saying who was his name.
Oh.
Who is his name? What's his name?
Who's on first? I don't know what the fuck we're doing right now.
No, you said you're not going to say his name because you don't want to pronounce it.
I'll look it up and I'll.
I'm trying to get you to say his name.
I will bite.
I don't know how to say his name.
What's his name, Jackson? You can see it in your head. I know for a fact you have letters in your head. You have a name in your head, and you're like, I don't know how to say that. You already impersonating Billy.
No, I have no idea.
Oh,
say it.
His name is Kenneth G. Dickerson. That is his actual born name. So,
are you telling me you couldn't have said Kenneth G. Dickerson?
Kenneth G. Dickerson, yes.
You couldn't have said that.
No, man.
I thought it was going to be like a racist Chinese name that had
What his stage name is this: Nai Diragi.
It's King
Ding. How I
Ding.
pronounce it?
King Ding.
Keeg Deeg. I don't know how the fuck it's pronounced.
King Ding.
The king of ding dongs?
The king of dings.
No, it's King Ding.
King Ding. But I just wanted to shout him out. I don't know. I literally.
Derail
I have absolutely no idea. We've been chugging along so smoothly since the bit ended, and that was one of the hardest derailments we've ever fucking had. I normally would play along, but I literally had no idea what the fuck you were trying to get me to do. But
are you actually?
We're trying to give King Ding some credit, okay? Can we give King Ding credit? Huh?
Is that actually how his name's pronounced?
If it's not, he can come and dispute it.
All right. I'm just going to call him Kenneth G. Dickerson for the rest of the conversation.
That guy.
I'm calling
Yeah.
Kenneth G. Dickerson.
That dude.
Great actor.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention, he was also in The Manchurian Candidate, which John Frankenheimer directed and had a great part in that.
What, that was 6 years after this?
That was...
72?
62.
Oh, it was earlier, so 62.
62.
Damn. I don't know why I thought to mention... Oh, I'm thinking of the Parallax View. Sorry.
Yeah, 60.
Side note.
62, this is 66.
What about the Brisky Point?
Say what?
Sorry, I'm just throwing
Brisky Point was 1970. That was 4 years after this. But, yeah, no, great actor. Thought he was great in The Manchurian Candidate. Thought he only had one scene here, but I loved when he showed up. I was like, all right, like, you know, cool.
Bow down to the king.
Yes. Bow down to the ding.
Indeed.
We're going to be saying King Ding for the rest of this season. And I hate both of you for this.
King
I just want you
Ding.
to know I fucking hate both of you because of this.
Oh my god.
There is no rain stronger and harder than King Ting.
Oh my good god.
John Frankenheimer bowed down to the chief.
We all stand on the shaft of King Ding.
King is the ball that supports the ding shaft. I don't fucking know.
We were talking about that earlier. I don't know why I brought up the balls that support the shaft.
I
Do you
can't remember
that?
what the context was.
I
But
think we got it on video though.
yeah. So, but
Anywho,
anywho,
the clock is ticking, and we have seconds left to talk about this movie.
And I mean, honestly, I got all my shit.
Yeah,
in. It was
same.
great.
fantastic fucking movie. Love it.
Now that
And
we
now-
are hitting this point in the night,
But can I say this?
say it. Say
While
say
second,
it, you fuck.
I don't know if you can tell.
Questions.
I don't know if you can tell. Sam is has how many beers deep are you at this point?
Only 2.
Oh, okay, not that bad.
I'm for
Oh
it.
no, I had one earlier. 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm for it. So fuck you. Anyways. To talk about a movie that has crazy ass POV shots that they had to invent.
Oh,
Talk about Strange Days.
well, my friends, before we get this show on the road, let's just say
Oh God.
we have a day
Oh Lord. Oh.
to experience Y2K.
I can't wait for the new millennium.
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna film myself brutally assaulting. Oh wait, no, a B&E. That's how I'll excite him. And then, well,
Brutally insulting.
I'm gonna fucking do something to you, Jackson, later tonight that you will experience via my mind, via
Can
my
I,
headset.
can I watch it back? Can I play back it?
Oh, I'm gonna send you a tape, Matt, but it's not gonna be. I'm gonna send you the original, and then I'm gonna burn the copy. Oh wait,
As
no.
you-
I got
No,
that.
no, you should send me the copy and
I'm
burn
sending
it.
you the copy. I'm burning the original.
But you know what? I'm still going to use it against you.
Do you have any hair, Matt? You've been wearing this hat this whole show. I need to know. Do you actually have hair,
I'm bald under here,
or
bro.
have you been recording through your cap the whole time?
There's a camera right up here, bro. It's right up here.
On that note, do you want to take it away, Jackson? Now that those final seconds of joy have been squeezed out and we're back to derailing this fucking show.
Yeah. What?
Because it's all going to end at midnight anyway. Is Matt frozen? What the fuck is going on?
What is going on?
It looks like his asshole. Oh, you just disappeared.
Oh, there he is.
I literally headbutted the camera.
Okay.
Boom.
Well, there you go.
Y'all are in 2000. I'm in 2026.
I'm so 2008. You so 2000 and late. I got that boom, boom, boom.
Matt, you're not in 2000.
Got that boom, boom, pow. Let's get retarded in here.
That's the original name of the song.
Yeah, I know. Wait, I'm sorry.
Matt, you are not.
I have a vinyl that has that copy of it on there.
You do not. You are not in 2026. You're in 2024 because the second female president has not yet been elected. Okay, but by 2025,
Angela Bassett is my female president. If you've seen Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, you know.
Oh boy.
She was the president in the last Mission Impossible.
I did not know that. That's interesting. I can't wait to see that.
They retconned her from Dead Reckoning, but she is in the background as the president. They knew what they were doing.
Okay. Well, should I take it away, Mr. Holly?
Angela Bassett can
Matt,
beat
real
me up
quick.
any time.
I do have a question for Matt. You ever jack in, bro? You ever jack in with a deck?
The only jack in I do is when I jack in as Ralph Fiennes, and I'm jacking off on Angela Bassett. It's the only jacking I do.
But do you use a deck?
I use a dick.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, where's my do not disturb? Because I'm about to go private with this.
Oh.
Yes. So
Hey,
my pick.
Catherine Bigelow probably can beat me up. I would ask Angela Bassett and probably pay her to beat me up.
Take
Yeah,
it away, good sir.
my pick this week was one of the most notoriously hard to track down movies of all time, but we found it for the podcast so we could talk about it for you all. Strange Days. Yes, the Catherine Bigelow directed 1995 sci-fi thriller. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you, as always, to picture this. It's the 90s. It's 1999, New Year's Eve. Actually, no, that is wrong. It is December 30th, 1999.
Bless you.
God bless you, Matt.
Actually, why'd we bless him? He's going to hell anyway at midnight.
We all are, if we're being honest.
Bless you.
Bless you again, Matt.
Why'd I do that? Goddamn
Yes.
Southern heritage.
Southern Hop.
Hey, Leo was a Tar Heel. We forgot to bring that up at the very beginning of the movie.
You're right.
Or episode.
But
Maybe I've had more than 3.
I think you've had like 7 at this point.
It feels like it, but
Yeah.
it actually is only 3.
But what was I gonna? Oh,
Bless you.
I gotta leave. You
I was going to say, you're never going to be able to get this intro, Jackson.
apparently.
Would you like to be the one to, hold on.
don't know if I'm the Steve anymore, so just keep talking.
So yes, it's
Oh, fuck. We got to get rid of the background.
it's 1990. It's 1999, and it's December 30th, the night before New Year's Eve. And what's going on? Well, you're Ray Fiennes, and you used to be a cop, but now you're a shady, American accented, long-haired dealer on the
Porn.
streets. But what are you dealing? You're dealing porn and snuff films.
Nope, he doesn't do blackjack. He does not deal in blackjack.
That's a good point. But he
Porn.
does twice.
It's just porn.
But he does twice in the movie.
Yes. So it's a world, it's a near future
Pitfalls
dystopia.
of being a drug dealer.
It's a near future dystopia where there are these things that exist.
How near?
Say what?
How near?
Pretty
You said it's a near future dystopia. My friend, we are in 2025. This is not.
No, we're
Not a
in
near future
1989.
dystopia.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about, Matt. In 2025, there
Okay.
wouldn't be any riots in Los Angeles. I mean, that's just outrageous to say that.
We're going to love each other in 2025.
Yeah.
We're going to have 2 female presidents, bro.
Bro, I don't know what you're even talking about, bro. This guy's fucking insane right
Yeah,
now.
bro, like-
It's 1999, and that shit just,
Get jacked in. Learn to live.
for real.
I'm jacked off. Sorry.
I was about to ask you, Lieutenant Dan, your legs grow back yet? But that's a very hard derail. I'm going to talk about the... Sorry. You okay, Matt?
I don't think he is.
I don't think he's okay. Oh.
I'm good. I was trying to do the stubby legs, but I fell back.
You fell back off your stool.
This is getting a little too derailed. We have to get this back on track. Okay.
I also have nothing behind me now. Everything fell.
Oh, everything fell off.
Oh, shit. Oh,
You
no.
actually did fall.
I know. I felt like I was trying to do this, like,
So you fell hard. You fell hard then.
and then I fell backwards, like straight up. Jesus Christ!
Damn.
All right, I apologize, Jackson. I will shut up and let you talk about this movie.
What was I gonna say? Oh, you good, Matt?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
I'm just kidding.
No. It is. Yeah, you're Ray Fiennes, and you're in a near future, right? Where there's this thing that exists called squid technology, and it's basically a thing that you plug onto your head. It's a machine that lets you feel and experience as vividly as humanly possible other people's memories. that were recorded when they were wearing it. And so basically Ray Fiennes, it's illegal, or pretty much is. And Ray Fiennes deals them on the street and sells them to people for a hefty fee. And so one night, a friend of his comes to him and says she's in trouble. And then later that night, she ends up dead. But who did it? Who could have killed her? The Kingpin. That's who. Robo Steckler. Robo Steckler, otherwise known as Wilson Fisk, also known as Private Pile, also known as the original Thor from Adventures in Babysitting. That is a callback to the original podcast, and it's also true. But yeah, Ray Fiennes, over the course of 24 hours, up until the final hours of New Year's Eve, finds out that there's a conspiracy, that the world's most famous and controversial rap artist was killed. They don't know by who.
Jericho won,
and they find out that it was a conspiracy. The LAPD is involved. A corrupt record executive is involved. And this corrupt record executive is fucking his ex-girlfriend, played by Juliette Lewis, who is giving hardcore Jennifer Lawrence energy, and the fact that she's annoying the fucking shit out of me. But
shout out to Michael Wincott.
Say what?
Shout out to Michael Wincott.
And Michael Wincott, who plays the record executive. The cast of this movie is crazy. As I mentioned, we got Ray Fiennes, we got Juliette Lewis, we got Michael Wincott. Also, we have, as I mentioned, Vincent D'Onofrio as a corrupt-ass, racist-ass cop.
Wait. William Fichtner
William
the
Fichtner
WF
as his partner.
Yes.
And Tom Sizemore with long hair as...
Who knew he was going to be a cunt? I figured that out. I literally saw his face and went, oh, he's the bad guy.
Well, that's where Jackson...
There was no question about that.
I was waiting for Jackson to say that, but he gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, oh.
Nope.
Oh.
I didn't even know about this movie.
There were a couple of points where the thought crossed my mind, but I never actually thought he would be the bad guy. Just because, I don't know, he played his character very well. He made him very likable. I was like, I didn't want to believe it was him, you know? But, yeah, I said to Sam, once the reveal happened, I was like, well, if I was judging this based off of the actor's real life personas, I would have guessed Tom Sizemore in a millisecond, but
I feel bad.
Yeah, but Tom Sizemore is Ray Fiennes' best friend, who turns out to be the bad guy at the end of the film.
Fucks his ex-girlfriend. Sounds like a familiar story, Matt.
What'd you say? Sorry,
Fucks his ex-girlfriend. Follows for a month to make sure she's okay, and then fucks his ex-girlfriend. Fuck you. We don't need to get into it. I know I opened that can of worms, but we don't need to get into it.
As that's how you open the can of worms.
I didn't just open the can of worms. I threw that can so hard against the ground it exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. That was a genuine shocked reaction for me.
There was the last thing I would expect you to tell me, and it was that.
That was genuine shock.
It's all water under the bridge, just like the burning car.
No, it's not water under the bridge. It was water under the bridge, Sam. And you know what you are? You are a beaver. It was water under the bridge, and then you built up a fucking dam. And so it is now water over the bridge. Back over the bridge.
And
we're talking back over.
These are some strange days.
And yeah.
I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry.
So, we've been...
Strange days.
We've been fucking going on for what feels like 5 hours before we just introing the movie. What did you guys think?
Oh, I love this movie, man.
So what?
You look a little bit like Juliette Lewis, my friend. And what does a whore do best?
Give head. Anyway, I love this movie. I had a great time with it. Catherine Bigelow's directing is top tier. I have The Hurt Locker over here, also on Steelbook. I need to see that 4K. Haven't watched Hurt Locker yet, but I love her, like, from Point Break to this. Very obvious, like, directorial choices that come with it, honestly. Very similar, like, shots. I really fucked with it. And I love seeing Ray Fiennes as a hot motherfucker.
Hey, don't
That's all
touch
I gotta
the
say.
stupid jacket. It's Armani.
Exactly. I loved his performance in this, so.
Sam?
So, this is for sure my favorite Catherine Bigelow movie. By far. And getting the chance to watch this on New Year's Eve, when I first saw it for the first time, just elevated the whole playing field. And it created the tension that that movie truly, like, already has and already pushes even further. But I felt it in myself, what's going to happen at midnight. And everything this movie does is interesting, it is different, and it is extremely well made. And that's where I'm really excited that you brought up the Seconds working on developing a camera for this, because they also had to develop cameras to make Strange Days, because those POV shots, they just couldn't get them right. And so we have...
Thank you, James Cameron.
Yeah, well, I didn't know... Jackson informed me on this trip together that James Cameron and Catherine Bigelow were a thing.
A hot item.
Not only that, I did not know he even wrote the script of this, or a story.
Oh, no, he helped not only with this, he helped with Point Break, too.
I've never seen Point Break, and that I need to rectify. Because
yeah, he wrote the script,
this,
or he rewrote the
seen
script.
Any of her pre-2000 stuff, and I had this conception that she is all this, like, oh, it's a political kind of, like, person who makes films. Granted, this film is very political, but it is so different.
He is female James Cameron. That's the best way to describe her. Because I feel like if you were on her set, she would be just as berating and, like, you know, just as much of a dick.
I don't think anyone is as much of a dick as James Cameron, but yeah.
Catherine Bigelow, I feel like, would be, and I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm not saying
I haven't heard any stories about her. I've heard a lot about him, but
maybe that's why she left his ass.
It definitely is. Ain't nobody married to James Cameron that got away without PTSD, and that's not a joke. Linda Hamilton has said that she did. So, but
Linda Hamilton was married? What the?
Yeah,
I'm learning so much about James Cameron right now.
And Gail Ann Hurd.
That I did know.
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
You guys hear about the whole aliens story with James Cameron?
Which one?
The one that came out with in the new John Mulaney show, where Sigourney Weaver was like, she had to rip into the alien hive, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about doing this because I don't want my arms to get cut up because it's glass."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Fuck you! Like, let me show you." And he did the whole scene, and his arms were fine, like with whatever fake glass they were using. She does the same. And this was after he said, "Fuck you, like, let me show you how to do this." And he did it. She does it. Her arms are bleeding profusely by the end of the scene. There's no, like, follow-up to that. It's just the fact that he was like, "Fuck you, I can do it." And then did it and was fine. And then she did it and was cut up. And I'm like, yeah, no offense, James Cameron, but you sound like you don't really...
That's a whole metaphor for...
You don't think... Granted, that was Aliens, so it was the 80s, but...
Interesting.
Goddamn, bro. Like, think a little bit.
Before this, I had seen all of her post-2000 stuff. I had a very big conception of who Catherine Bigelow was, what kind of style she had. The first movie I saw was Hurt Locker, because that was what everyone was talking about at the time. And when I went back, and at 6 a.m., I watched Near Dark. At 11 a.m., I watched The Loveless, and then right before midnight, it was like 11:15-ish, I put on Strange Days. And it was one of the wildest trilogies in a day that I had ever experienced. And she has such personality in this. Like, you can tell James Cameron's involved. But the direction, and me and Jackson were talking about this, the direction that she puts into this is so not forced, but like present.
I was gonna say focused.
Focused is a great. That's a way better description. You know you're in good hands. Like, there's not a moment where you're like unsure about up until the last few minutes, where James Cameron started taking over editing duties, and he cuts to different shots of Tom Sizemore. Jesus Christ, I do sound very drunk. I apologize. Numerous times within less than a minute, and I started losing my shit over.
Yeah, it's funny. Sam pointed that out to me, and we both noticed that the editing towards the end was going batshit insane all of a sudden. And then we looked up afterwards. Oh, James Cameron edited the last 15 minutes of the movie. That makes complete sense. But
because I don't want to sound like I'm sucking his dick, but sometimes I'm like, James Cameron, man, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, what was I gonna say?
I can't say I've seen a movie with his where I'm like, that sucked ass.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen a movie of his that sucked ass, that's for sure. But
Jackson, what did you think of this movie? I don't think you've said a single opinion on this.
No.
And I apologize, because this is your pick, and we both have hijacked it.
Oh, no, I mean, I wanted you guys to... I mean, now that we're finally on track, I just wanted you guys to talk about it. But, this was my first time watching this. The minute I saw this was on... Because, again, like I said earlier... This movie is one of the most notoriously hard to track down movies ever, has been for a long time. I don't really know why, but it just always has been. And I found, because I recently was I really want to see a Catherine Bigelow movie. I just haven't seen a movie of hers in a long time, and I really wanted to see one. And I've really been wanting to watch Near Dark, and that's not on anything. And so I couldn't find that, so I was like, screw it, I'll just look up Strange Days, see. And the second I saw it was on Hulu, I'm like, I'm picking this immediately for the podcast. I want to see this so badly, because not only did I want to see a movie of hers, but this in particular is a movie I'd always wanted to see. So, yeah, exactly what Sam said. I was not expecting this to be my favorite Catherine Bigelow movie, but it fucking is. And that's saying a lot, because every single movie I've ever seen from her, I loved. She's one of my absolute heroes as a director. Zero Dark 30 is a near perfect movie. I love The Hurt Locker. I love Detroit. I love Point Break. But this is definitely my favorite movie of hers. This is what she said about Seconds earlier is what I'm saying about this. This is one of my favorite things I've ever picked for the show. I mean,
damn,
I love
Jackson. I feel really honored that we watched this together last night, because to know that you were feeling that way, because we talked during it a little bit. Mostly it was very messed up jokes. But I wasn't sure how you felt about the movie. And then right before we both went to sleep, you were like, I guess I should probably tell you how I felt about the movie. And
I wanted to keep... because before we do the podcast, I like to keep my opinions to myself until we do it, not talk about it too much. But I did say, I was like, I just gotta say, I guess I should just tell you I fucking loved that. And that was about all I said. So, yeah, now it's just I don't know. It was phenomenal. I mean, every second of it. I thought the script was absolutely fucking immaculate. The pacing was phenomenal. They spend so much time immersing you in this world. A world that is so... I can tell that James Cameron wrote it because the world... Not only is the script incredibly inventive and clever, and of course there are the innovations in technology with the camera stuff, but also just the world...
Can we throw out the Cronenberg? I feel like there's a little bit of Cronenberg influence in this
100%.
with
yeah,
the way the head
jellyfish,
that thing.
I was like, yeah.
I was like, that feels like Cronenberg.
Squid.
Very Existence.
But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so I was like, okay, it feels like Cronenberg. Yes,
I have to say this is also a situation. I totally agree with you guys. Catherine Bigelow's direction is incredibly focused, as it always is. Because the script is great. The script is great. But if you don't have the right director to execute it, and she not only executed it, I mean, she cranked this shit up to 150. I mean, just the shots in this were fucking phenomenal. The direction was exactly what it needed to be. I think she just was laser focused with every single scene of this movie, knew exactly what the tone needed to be. It felt so, at the same time, so, I don't know, sci-fi, but also so grounded at the same time. And it's funny, I was telling... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, James Cameron at least said he came up with the idea for the movie, which eventually again became her movie. The whole genesis was the Rodney King beating.
Well, obviously.
Why we bring up the
That's
fucking LA riots?
That's what I was thinking of while watching this. Was it's very clear this was only a couple years after that happened, and I'm like, it's very obvious they're trying to do some commentary on that sort of stuff, and
Especially the ending.
yeah, especially the
Yeah, no, it was very obvious.
literally
Once I
beating-
saw that, it literally blew the movie open for me a little bit. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got you now.
Yeah, but I think again, and you were saying, Sam, about you thought she was a political director. This, I would say, is her most political movie.
Super political. She's a political
extremely
director.
politically charged.
I don't. What's the last movie she's made? Is what I'm curious about because, like, I haven't.
Which is
Which is what?
sensational film.
Sensation
Detroit.
that
What
did
movie?
not get its due when it came out.
movie?
Severely overlooked.
Detroit.
Oh, with John Boyega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. I liked it.
Phenomenal movie. Should have gotten so
I
much
didn't.
more.
I didn't hate that movie either. I'm like, I feel like she needs more. She needs bigger shit.
She's got a new movie coming out this year.
Which is
Yes.
political.
Yeah, it's about a missile. It's a real-time movie where a missile
Fuck
gets
yeah.
launched at the White House, and the White House staff has to decide how to react to it. So Idris Elba's in it, among other people. I think Jessica Chastain is in it. I can't remember, or maybe not. Maybe I made that up. I know.
Are they all reprising their roles?
That's what I'm thinking of. Molly's Game. That's what I'm thinking of. Idris Elba is in it, though. I know he is. I can't remember.
I think he's gonna play the president. I don't know yet.
I can't
but
remember
think he's
who
gonna
the-
play
I
the
can't
president.
remember
I'll still see it because I mean, Catherine Bigelow, she's killing
Anything
it.
she does.
Just prepare yourself, Matt. All of her movies, I was looking it up. Pretty much all of her movies are 2.5 hours or plus.
Yeah,
So-
but what I was
I love it. It doesn't feel like it.
What I was gonna say a minute ago is Point Break is another one where Rebecca Ferguson, that's who it is. It's Rebecca Ferguson who's the female lead of
Love that.
The Go.
of the new one. But Point Break is another film.
Fuck that.
Say what?
Fuck the new Point Break.
Oh no, he's talking about.
I'm talking about her new movie.
Her new movie has Rebecca Ferguson, not Jessica Chastain.
Oh! I thought you meant the new Point Break. had
No, I
Rebecca
couldn't give much of a
Ferguson
shit
in it.
about
And
that.
I was like,
No.
I have seen that, but I have
movie
not
is-
seen the original because I'm a piece of shit, and I plead the fifth.
the original is so good. I was
Original
literally
is-
I watched this last night.
Angela Bassett,
together.
holler at him if you need some dick.
Yeah, I doubt that bit I did earlier is going to make the final cut. So I just want to say, Angela Bassett is phenomenal in this, and she is sexy as fuck.
Easily one of my favorite.
Can I
roles.
say this? I don't know if I said this before. Angela Bassett is my asset.
I don't think you did, and I'm glad you said that.
I'm glad you said it. What can Angela do to me? She can Bassett.
Now you're the one derailing this fucking
Yeah,
show.
okay.
God damn it.
Also, Sam is the one who's gonna Bassett your asset.
You say that like it hasn't happened already, but
As I
anyway.
disappear into the background.
Well, I've been there before.
But anyway, my point that I was going to
Me
make.
and Max were on Xanax, and I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
We
point.
Sorry.
Oh, somebody's eating ass.
But Point Break is another movie where, like, on the page, that movie should not have been good. I mean, just the idea is just like it's a gang of bank robbers who are surfers, and a guy goes undercover to pose as a surfer to catch bank robbers.
And
It should- it
the
should-
only reason why they're bank robbing is to fund like their parties. It's not even like to fund like
Yeah.
nefarious deeds. It's
On-
like
on
the most
paper-
innocent thing ever.
On paper,
Which I thought
it
was
should have-
brilliant. I was like, wow.
It should have been like Speed. That movie should have been something like Speed, where it's just like maybe entertaining, but mostly stupid and cliched and not very smart. Just a generic kind of 90s action movie or something like that. But because Catherine Bigelow, she is literally the only reason that movie is as great as it is. Because she grounds
It's
it
not
so
the
much.
only.
She grounds it so much and takes it so seriously and makes it so just like meaningful with all the choices she makes and the tone she injects into it. It's like she's the reason that movie is as good as it is. So she's just kind of been doing that for a
Okay. I don't want to disagree with you, Jackson. I don't want to disagree with you,
You've done it enough lately.
but I feel like there's a disconnect. There is a 50-50 reason why that movie is so good. Yes, Catherine Bigelow is the 50% of that. You're missing if Patrick Swayze was
you're
not
right.
in this movie.
You're right.
That movie would not be nearly as good.
You're right.
Like
Patrick
his
Swayze
performance in that movie is the 50 other percent, in
You're
my
right.
opinion.
I can't argue with you. You're absolutely
Well,
right.
it's settled. I might need to.
Because like when I saw that, I was watching her and I was like, man, I don't see Dalton from Roadhouse. I don't see the ghost character.
You don't see.
I just see this guy. Like I was like, I see this dude.
All I knew was I am an FBI agent. And so I didn't know anything about Point Break, and y'all have both praised it in the last 48 hours of my life, so it's definitely going to make an appearance on this cast.
It's a fantastic movie, and Sam,
So good.
just so you know, the bit for that episode is each of us are going to be wearing president masks.
Heard?
Just so you're aware.
What does
Yes.
that mean?
Yeah, you'll know when
Yes.
you watch it.
The fact that you don't know what that means is a
The
good
fact that you don't know that, I'm honestly
Oh, wait,
shocked.
okay, never mind. You said they're bank robbers, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's
That's a good disguise.
Probably the most iconic part of the movie is them wearing the masks, but
Y'all are going to see
I am not a crook.
Y'all are going to see me surfing in a clip just for this, but I don't surf. I get on the board and I fall over.
I'll have to show my. So I've been surfing before in Hawaii a long time ago as a kid, and the big thing that I did that impressed people, I was on the surfboard, right, riding a wave. I lost my balance. I lost my balance,
uh-oh.
and so I went from like this position to this position, and didn't fall over. And the people were like, that's fucking nuts. The fact that you could I switched positions on a surfboard.
You rode the big kahuna.
Did not fall over. And they were like, what the fuck? Like the people who were like the instructors were like, that's weird.
You were like Shia LaBeouf and Surf's Up.
Exactly. I was like, straight up. I wanted to surf again because I haven't surfed in a long time, but I'm like, do I have the balance for that?
That's cool.
I might.
But what was I going to say? Oh, but yeah, again, the movie is just incredible. It's just phenomenal. I was so immersed in it. I just loved every single second of it, all the way to, I just thought it was so immaculately written and plotted. The mystery was so gripping. The commentary was so razor sharp. Vincent D'Onofrio was a scumbag in this movie. God, I hated him so
When
much.
I saw his face, I freaked out. I was like, Vince. I was like, yes.
I didn't even recognize him.
I was like, I was waiting and I was just like, sorry. Sorry. Do you not know who's in front of you? And it took him a little bit.
He said, those are both people you know. I said, I saw William Fichtner immediately. But I was like, who is that? You're like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, no. And then I look really close. I'm like, oh my God, that's Vincent D'Onofrio. Same thing with Tom Sizemore, just because the hair threw me off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't usually see him with hair.
Yeah, the hair threw me off.
Okay, so you know what the funny thing for me was? I thought Vincent D'Onofrio was Tom Sizemore when I first saw him. For a glance, I was like, oh.
I can see why.
Oh, he is not in the movie. And then all of a sudden I saw Tom Sizemore and I was like, hey, they're both in the movie.
I also just have to say, the relationships between the characters also just Ray Fiennes and Angela Bassett's relationship is so understated but so great. Like there's so much history there, like just seeing the memory of him being with her son in the flashback was, it provided a lot of context. The scenes where she's clearly pining after him, and they don't really beat that into the ground too much. They just kind of let it be and let it stay understated. And I think it works. The relationship between, boy, we can all relate to this. I mean, I know I can. Just Ray Fiennes and Juliette Lewis's relationship, where he's just insisting. Like, he has that line where he says, just because I know it's over, it doesn't mean like my heart knows it or my brain knows it or whatever it is. He says, I can't stop feeling that way even if I want to.
Well, that's where I love the scene where she screams
every morning
in the green room and is like, it's over. And his last words to her before the chain of events that truly happen is just, I just wanted to see if you're all right. And I think as people who have all had exes, that is kind of what you want when you're broken up. You want to be with them. You want to still feel the same things you felt. Unless you haven't felt this way, Matt. I don't know.
I'm just saying, you called me out earlier, and now we're about to
He's
get
just
back
on
into
edge.
the
He's on edge now.
You like, what the fuck are you trying to say?
No, just like
That's my look. Is like, what are you trying to say?
I wasn't even thinking about that moment. I was thinking about a way later situation where just like it doesn't matter what happens. I just want to know that you're all right. And so him coming to her and hearing from Iris that she's in danger and not knowing what's happening and everything.
But at the same time,
it hits.
At the same time, what really hit me is, even though that may be how we feel, what we need is someone like Angela Bassett to shove us up against a fridge and say, motherfucker, it's over. Get over her. She's toxic for your life. Because it's true. We just can't see it or don't want to see it until someone kind of forces us. And, you know, we all need an Angela Bassett.
Until a new beautiful lady slaps us, kicks us out of their car, and then lets you back in the car.
Yeah.
Which I could not believe.
She did that.
That he had the balls to get wired in her car after she told his ass.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said was
that's
the first thing I said was this motherfucker is still putting that thing on in her damn car.
He literally climaxed in her back seat.
Yeah.
Just as you want to.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. But
you know what?
We've all climaxed and
Ralph
felt shame
character.
afterwards. It's okay, Ralph.
Oh yes.
It's okay, Ralph.
No, yeah. I was gonna say, like, his character. I can sympathize with that. That's all I'm gonna say. I can sympathize with his character.
We were talking about this too. The soundtrack to this is elite.
It's banging.
There is so many
If
good
I had
songs.
Angela Bassett coming after me the way she was coming after him, goddamn right, I want to be his character.
Okay, well, Matt, now you're gonna make
I
me
want
do
her
another.
coming after me like that all the time.
Matt, you're gonna make me do another bit. I just okay. That bit earlier is gonna get cut because it was too hectic. I do want to say though,
You're too freaky.
Angela Bassett is the finest motherfucker on this planet, and I just, she does it for me. That's,
You know
I'll
what?
just say that.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
You know what I'm personally,
Why is he
my personal religious mission.
See Julia?
You know what that is?
Rubbing the water on each other.
No, it's to help Stella get her groove back. And that's all I'm gonna do is get Stella her groove back for the rest of my life.
What my question, Matt, is what's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? I'm really making you think about that one, huh?
Do you have a response?
You know what? My final reckoning on that is presidential. It has the presidential seal. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Actually, I lied earlier. My biggest and only true complaint about this movie is the fact that she showed up to pick up her client, and then they immediately cut to her just leaving her client high and dry at the retinal fetish club, and just it's solely Ralph in the backseat of that car after that scene. But that's how you know
He wanted to go though. He wanted to go to the retinal fetish club.
Yeah,
right?
she took him there.
Well, no, she took him there, but when the scene after
He wanted her to take him there.
No, I get that. But she came to pick him up, and then after Ralph schmoozed her ass, like the fucking slick fuck he is, she just leaves her client. And I'm like, oh, so you're going to lose your job tonight.
She dropped him off at the place.
But she was supposed to pick him up.
Was she?
Yes, that's why she showed back up to pick up her client. She's like, I didn't come for you. I came for the client. And he was like, no, you came for me. And then she started to drive away, and then he was like, can I just get in the back seat and like lay down, please? And then the next scene is her driving away
I must have
with
missed
him in
that.
the back of the car, and it's like she didn't even pick up her client.
It was probably a deleted scene, in Catherine Bigelow.
Oh, maybe.
I also just have to get this off my chest. Catherine Bigelow, judging by this movie, wants to fuck Juliette Lewis. You can't tell me different. She is the only person who is naked in the film and is very, very much. And I'm just saying,
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
There are just a lot of lingering shots on her tits in this movie. I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
That's why she filmed it in POV for that flashback scene.
That's what I'm saying.
She wants the POV aspect.
That's what I'm saying. And happy Pride Month and all that, but I'm just saying it's not.
That sounds disingenuous.
Not shaming it.
That sounded fake as hell. By the way, sounded fake as hell. But no, I see what you're saying. You know what? I would take Juliette Lewis any day.
She really annoyed the shit.
But you know what? In that same sentence, I'll also take Rock Hudson any day. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Juliette Lewis versus Rock Hudson.
I'm looking.
That's going to be my theme for this week.
Oh, I can answer that in a millisecond. Rock Hudson, without any doubt. I'm not even kidding. Juliette Lewis is a fantastic actress.
Only Rock Hudson and the Giant for me because I know he's giant.
Yes.
I have a confirmation that he's giant in that.
There you have it, folks.
I'm going to do this on camera with my phone because I'm a piece of shit. But I need to look up who did the background music as well for this because I think sonically every aspect of this movie is intense.
Who did the music for this? Wasn't it Silvestri? Or is it somebody else? Am I wrong?
I don't know how to pronounce this dude's name either.
Graham Revell.
Graham. Why would you spell Graham like that?
Because he's probably British or something.
Oh, he's from New Zealand. Okay. Okay, just like
Peter Jackson.
Well, I was gonna say that dude's name earlier, but I forgot it. Something Dickerson. G. Dickerson.
King Ding.
King Ding.
King Ding.
You have. Oh, he did The Crow. Okay, so maybe both him and the other dude came from The Crow set.
Very
to this
grungy
one.
90s movies. That makes sense.
They both witnessed Brandon Lee's death and had to go to a movie about death afterwards to deal with it.
And he did From Dusk Till Dawn. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Well, this episode has been interesting.
Hey, I'm hosting, bitch. You're not about to steal this shit from me. Because we need to count down. It is about to be midnight. Oh my god. Of course we're running out of time right as this fuckers.
Yeah, count down, motherfucker.
Alright. Are we going from 10?
You're the host.
Alright, I'm doing it. 10, 9,
8,
7, 6,
5,
4, 3, 2, 3.
Oh, you ruined it.
Oh, it's not playing. Fuck. Don't worry about a thing.
'Cause every little thing gonna be alright.
Oh, my video went away. Don't worry
about it. You can't help but worry when you're in the quality, and that's the problem.
Because every little thing is gonna be alright tonight. Hey, we're back to being 3 for 3.
Hey, 3 for 3 is back, everybody.
It's a new year. It's gonna be a new episode next week. God damn it, I've spilled my beer a couple times today. It's 3 full 3, y'all.
Happy Pride Month, you guys.
Happy Pride Month.
I didn't appreciate you calling me so disingenuous earlier. That was not.
Sorry,
what the fuck was that?
I heard what you said and I didn't feel it. I'm just.
Hey,
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Now
Feel this, boy.
Now I felt that. But in all seriousness, vote in the poll. Let us know which of the 3 movies you liked the most. If you liked all 3, let us know in the comments.
And if you liked all 3 and you voted and you're still here, I just want to recommend that there's one person editing these videos. And there's one person who gets to decide what's in these videos or not. And that's Jackson. And so whether or not he's mad about this, if he includes me, we all know.
Mad about what?
We'll find out.
A genuine comment.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
Who knows?
Up to you.
The first 40 minutes of this episode might get cut. and we might just start cold.
I think this episode after I make the cuts, this episode might be 3 minutes long. I'm not sure, but
This is the most unhinged episode of the 3 for 3 podcast.
without question.
We love you, Tony Scott. We love you, Rock Hudson.
We love you, Tony
Angela
Hawk.
Bassett. Tony Young, we love you.
Tony Hawk.
Cock. I've heard a different name from you.
Oh, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk? What does Tony Hawk have to do with this?
He was a Tony. There's Jimmy Wong Howe and there's Tony Hawk.
You get this?
No.
Are we
Jackson, can you tie me up? I want to just get back in the chair. I don't want to listen to this fuck anymore. God damn it.
Now you know how I felt earlier with the King Ding. That was like
All right, folks. We love y'all. Stay fresh.
Stay 3 for 3. Because we are still 3 for 3.
We're no longer 2 for 2.
Rip 2 for 2. It only lasted one episode.
It only lasted one episode.
Not even for a whole episode. For 5 minutes.
But
Hey, man.
3 or 3 goes into the new year strong. We're going to be back at you with some even more banger movies than what we had this episode. I'm 3 for 3 this week, more so than I have ever been on this podcast.
I'm 3 for
Hope y'all
3.
are the
Me
same.
as well, honestly. Yeah.
We're all 3 for 3.
That's awesome to hear.
It's been a while. It's been a while, so.
Like I said last week, it feels good to pick a movie that's actually
Yeah,
good.
it feels really good to pick good
Like-
movies again.
Also, Matt, this was another week where I felt like my pick should have been your pick and your pick should have been my pick, but I was not, like, mainly because I just was not expecting seconds from you at all, and I've gotten vibes of Body of Lies from you before. So I'm really happy you're hitting this stride of just insanely obscure older movies that push the boundaries just as all 3 of these movies did. Just as Leonardo DiCaprio's boundary was pushed, just as Rock Hudson pushed that girl's boundaries, and just like the police pushed Angela Bassett's boundaries.
Just like Ralph Fiennes pushed the boundaries of what I thought he was capable of in terms of his accent. I can't believe I haven't mentioned that yet. I have never heard him sound like that before, and it was fucking weird as shit to me.
He also pushed the boundaries of Tom Sizemore.
Yes, he did. He pushed him right off the
Right
fucking
over
balcony.
that cliff.
Oh,
It
bye,
needs to stay.
everybody.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Bye, everybody.
Happy Bread Month.
That's a 3 for 3.
Peace out.
Who knows when we'll be together again, but we're here together now. All right.